Say a pleasant good afternoon to each and everyone. We are ready to begin our event. Welcome to the Bodley Correctional Facility Literary Event, 4th edition, 2017. Shall we all stand so we could begin in a word of prayer? I call on Mr. Kimof William to open us in a word of prayer.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for a wonderful opportunity that you have given us this day. We pray that you'll bless each and every one here. We pray that this event will be a success. We are grateful, O Lord, for your many blessings. We ask, O Lord God Almighty, that whatever talent is being portrayed here will go a long way. We thank you once more for this opportunity, and we do it for your glory and honor. For Christ we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Mr. William. Let us keep standing as we sing the national anthem. Thank you. You may be seated. I want to begin by introducing our contestants and poets and our esteemed judges. Over here we have Mr. Jean Fontenelle. We have Mr. Kimof William. Could you stand as I recognize you so people can know? We have Mr. Jaddy Toville, Mr. Siobhan Ramsey, Mr. Steve Kodra, Samuel Kodra, sorry, Mr. Peter Thomas, Mr. Remy Nelson, Mr. Yuri Lubin, Mr. Jan Drysdale, Mr. Palmerston Celestin, Mr. Marcus Laffey, Ms. Donaldine Lesmore, Mr. Kelly William, Mr. Winsbert Nelson, Mr. Casey Joseph, Mr. Simon Marius, and Mistress. One of our contestants are not present, but she will be in to join us. Ladies and gentlemen, again, I welcome you to the 4th edition of our Bodley Correctional Facility Literary Event. We have a packed program for you today, and we are going to move right into our program. To launch off our program, we're going to have a special rendition performed by our poets. Our poets are multi-talented individuals who are not only limited to poetry, but amongst those we have artists, and I'm sure if you look around from the front and over here, you'll see some of the handiwork of the artists in our midst. And of course, amongst them we have some musicians. And to entertain us with our special rendition, we'll call on now Mr. Siobhan Ramsey. Put your hands together as we welcome him.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. The song that you're about to hear is entitled The Children of Grace and is the sequel to a previously recorded song. Visions of light, visions of life, and visions of praises. Holy Emmanuel, we praise. Tell them, look upon me face, the children of grace. Holy Emmanuel, we praise. Hide, you know that it's raining, the arrows of the mighty is sailing. Their deeds are appalling, the walls of Jericho are falling. Let me catch them with lightning. Aye, visions of light, visions of life, and visions of praises. Holy Emmanuel, we praise. You fill my veins, O Jah, with your inspiration. You fill my lungs, O Jah, with the breath of life. You fill my spirit, and I have never known a loss, O Jah. You fill my heart with love, so I feel like the brightest star in your skies. We behold the truth in your eyes, we in them see the sunrise, we in them see the sunrise. Behold the beauties of the skies, visions of light, visions of life, and visions of praises. Holy Emmanuel, we praise. Hide, you know that it's raining. The arrows of the mighty is sailing. Oh, the deeds are appalling. The forces of darkness are crumbling. Hide, you know that it's raining. The arrows of the mighty is sailing. Oh, the deeds are astounding. The walls of Jericho are falling. Let me catch them with lightning. Aye. Angels abide the ark of the covenant. Angels protect the ark, defeating their plan to locate the ark. Angels preserve the ark. Praises Tafari, send your angels, guide I, God of Ethiopia, King of Ethiopia. Oh, I could never forsake the eye. Praises Tafari. Visions of light, visions of life, and visions of praises. Holy Emmanuel, me praise. Hide, you know that it's raining. The arrows of the mighty is sailing. The deeds are appalling. The forces of darkness are crumbling. Hide, you know that it's raining. The arrows of the mighty is sailing. The deeds are astounding. The walls of Jericho are falling. Let me catch them with lightning. Ah, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome Cedric Celestin.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here to sing a song for y'all, and it's called Let Me Go. It feels I'm in hell. It feels I'm in hell. When I'm locked up in jail. When I'm in this goddamn place. I'm just wasting time. Wasting precious time. Got to get on my grind. Got to get on my grind. This place makes me vex. This place makes me vex. Fills my head full of stress. Fills it up with stress. I just wanna shout. Man, I just wanna shout. Please let me out. I feel like I'm going to die if I spend one more goddamn minute inside. So just let me go, 'cause I need to go where I can see what I need to do. I feel like I'm going to die if I spend one more goddamn minute inside. So just let me go, 'cause I need to go where I can see what I need to do. I hate this goddamn place. Man, I hate this goddamn place. I hate to have to wait. Man, I hate to have to wait to see the sunshine, to see my full sunshine. Got to get on my grind. Got to get on my grind. Tell the judge I'm wasting time. Tell the judge I'm wasting my time. Give me my final judgment to sign. Give me my last judgment to sign. I'm getting paranoid. Man, I'm getting paranoid. I want to go home. I feel like I'm going to die if I spend one more goddamn minute inside. So just let me go, 'cause I need to go where I can see what I need to do. I feel like I'm going to die if I spend one more goddamn minute inside. So just let me go, 'cause I need to go where I can see what I need to do.
Ladies and gentlemen, Cedric Celestin, we hands together. Thank you, Mr. Celestin. Aris!
Spiritual battle song. Illumination of the night, every soul that shines so bright. Army spread so far and wide, every cavalry horse to ride. The spiritual battle will face the eye. Every get the youth, let's praise the eye. Tell them what make me fly so high. With them and words, he make me rise. Take me to the skies. Every get the youth, we rise. Every get the youth, we rise. Every get the youth, we rise. Where them a take me for, defeating the beast and a lazy one. Me a general we earn every star. No sit down in every street Cuban cigar. Ninja me brother to earn every star. Step on the scene with him all a guitar. Let's drum out the rhythm for freedom, you know. Day-ya, 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 day-ya. Illumination of the night, every soul that shines so bright. Arm is spread so far and wide, every cavalry horse to ride. Spiritual battle will face the eye. Every get the youth, let's praise the eye. Tell them what make me fly so high. Rhythm and words, he make me rise. Take me to the skies. Every get the youth, we rise. Every get the youth, we rise. Every get a youth be rise. Not them a love we see. Man sit down a jail a penitential key. But judge a free heady please and fill us up with his mercy. The sovereign eye, inhale the eye, Rastafari. Every trumpet play the song, Rastafari above. Rasta stand on holy ground, soldiers marching from the sun. Day-ya, day-ya, soldiers marching from the sun. Day-ya, day-ya, soldiers marching from the sun. Illumination of the night, every soul that shines so bright. Army spreads so far and wide, every cavalry horse ride. Spiritual battle will praise the eye. Every get the youth, let's praise the eye. Tell them a man can fly so high. Beat them and birds, he make me rise. Take me to the skies. Every get the youth, I stand preeminent. I stand preeminent. I am a conqueror. Zebulon to Judah. Levi to of our lives. The illumination of the light. Every soul shines so bright. I'm his breath of fire. Every recovery of right. Spiritual Babylon, praise the eye. Every get the youth, let's praise the eye. Tell them what make it fly so high. Freedom and mercy make it rise. Take me to the skies. Every get the youth, rise. 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 Every get the youth, rise.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Spiritual Battle. Yes, artist Siobhan Ramsey. Thank you for that very inspiring piece. We want to take some time to recognize our esteemed judges for the event. In the midst, we have Adeltrud Charles. We have Schaffer Sylvester. We have Marvel Modest Lubin. And we have Saman Farid. Could we have a round of applause for our esteemed judges, ladies and gentlemen? Before we move into our competition, we would like to introduce to you our contestant for the Miss Allied Services 2017. Ms. Demaya Brown, she present? Put your hands together, let us welcome Ms. Demaya Brown. Sorry, she's unable to be here at this time. Perhaps later we'll get a glimpse of who Ms. Brown is. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have a very packed service. Thank you. We would like to establish the order of precedence in the House. Today, we have Honorable Sean Edward, Parliamentary Rep for Denry North. High Court Judge, Justice Cumberbatch. Ms. Sharon Gardner, Registrar of the High Court. Director of Corrections, Mr. Vanguard. Diane Felicia, President of the Women's League. Second in charge, Burnley Correctional Facility, Mrs. Alberta Felicia. Esteemed judges, Mr. Movin Joseph, Rep for the Nyabingi Council. Invited guests, family of the poets, staff of the Burnley Correctional Facility, and invited inmates. I bid you a welcome to the Burnley Correctional Facility 4th edition of Literary Event 2017. We have a packed program for you, so we're going to move right into our competition. We'll call on Mr. Jean Fontenelle. First piece, put your hands together as we welcome our contestants on stage.
Ladies and gentlemen, Director of Corrections, officers, specially invited guests, families and friends, our esteemed judges, inmates, poets, and the world, I say good night. I welcome you to our world of literature, and I bid you to sit back, relax, and enjoy. My name is Jean-Kenneth Jr. Fontenelle. Excuse me, my name is Jean-Kenneth Richard Fontenelle Jr. And my first piece is entitled A Different State of Mind. We never wanted to kill anybody. We just wanted to protect the family. Many of my friends died close to me, so I pay tribute to those I miss terribly. It's no joke when you hear those breaks, most times coming with max and texts. We used to wish holding our breaths and the trigger that tomorrow it would be all over. And we could be free, going anywhere we wanted to be. No more of that feeling that somebody's always after me. How could I conform to society when going against it led me to safety? And when it seemed my prayers weren't being answered, something else gave me faith. And that was my first mistake. For it was that same thing which gave me faith. My life it did indeed take, winding me in jail. It seemed like I failed. My friends, my family, and my happiness was taken away from me. Shackled down physically and mentally, only God could have helped me. And you know what? He did. Opening my mind in a place where I couldn't possibly worry about time, making me see the real friends of mine, those who would cross that line and those who wouldn't give a dime. So the new me is putting the past behind and stepping forward one day at a time, with a new love in my heart and a different state of mind. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Mr. Fontenelle. We have poet Kimof William. Let's welcome him to the podium.
Yes, good. Pleasant good evening to all. Protocol has already been established. Yes, my poem is entitled Tribulation's Dungeon. Treated like wild animals, ensnared in a cage, defeated by shame and disgrace, untamed to rage. A coop filled with humans, trapped like doves and pigeons, sending pandemonium through its coves and regions. Like an abused donkey beneath its cradled load, midst walls, concrete blocks, and steel, cuddled in my abode. When only birds, toads, and insects seems like friends indeed, a dark well full of sinners, drawn out by judges and the jury, where death is long awaiting as life just passes by. Sorrows always linger, with pain and grief standing nigh. Lost in a gloom of darkness, searching the depths of the soul. There's no noon or gladness approaching. The lonely heart gets cold. Surreal visions of heaven appear deep within the dungeons of hell. Surrounded by fear and torment, eternal prisoner to a human shell. 'Tis a place of torture and punishment, where criminals are bred, horrors of infidels, addicts, and convicts, even the innocent misled. The grave for a brother or sister, those accused of doing wrong, a slave to misery, friend to trouble, and nowhere to belong. Tribulation's dungeon welcomes you for days, weeks, months, and years. Frustration exchanged for freedom with blood, pain, sweat, and tears. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. William. We now call on poet Charlie Tillville to the podium. Let us welcome him.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jad Detoville. The title of my piece is From a Former Life of Crime, Now Seeking What's Mine. I'm not really devoid of all the love I enjoyed when I was only a boy at home where I grew up. So Detoville has to rise. He doesn't need a disguise. So don't bother with my size. I'm going to reach the top. Soon I'll be televised, musically with the styles, officially with the vibes. That's how I build my props. Because I remember the times committing all of these crimes, getting the jail with the fines, but finally I will stop. The criminal has resigned, so felonies have declined. All of my things, they are mine because I reaped the crop. So globally I will shine, personally I will dine. With everyone who is prime, that's how I steamed the pot. Locally, I'll rejoin with everyone that's divine. Within my family line, the only one that I've got. The Lord has shown me the sign. The devil is on the grind. So I will seek what is mine and don't intend to stop. Throughout my life of crime, I never thought that my future would consist of a phase where I'd be classed as property of the government of St. Lucia. I was aware of all my activities. There was no seducer. Neither was I employed, for I had no recruiter. My simple lust for vanity, material things was my tutor. So anytime I failed to shine, a crime I would maneuver. Presently in custody, my knowledge is getting better. My education's also approaching a brand new semester. Everything I did take, I took. Quite a lot of my felonies are in the book. From business places to homes, they all I shook. Yet still I found no merit in being a crook. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Poet Jad Detoville. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we apologize for the short intermission. We'll go right back into our competition. Let us welcome Poet Siobhan Ramsey to the podium.
Yes, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My piece is entitled La Vie, and it is written in the Creole language. Temadu, ou dit c'est ça, mais moi dit et pas. Les moun kwe se yon, moi même pas juste là. Puis, à la vie ça, c'est pas parole qu'a fait non, mais la pouye, il l'esprit. Nous ne pourrions léser, et c'est pas tout homme qui homme. La vie ça, fait ça ou ça. Puis, les même, pas qu'à espérer les personnes. Philobot, Tchenko, restez douette. Respectez tout le monde. Puisque, les même, les wivé. Aïe, aïe, aïe. Moun pas qu'à savent qui laisse chimé pour pont. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Poet Siobhan Ramsey. We'll call on now Poet Samuel Kodra. Let us welcome him.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Samuel Kodra, and the poem that I'm about to read is entitled Breathless. Before I read that Breathless to y'all, let me tell you how it ended up coming true. It was because of a young, lovely lady that I used to see every day. She don't really know me, but only by a little hi and hello while she passed by. So I decided one day to just approach her and tell her how I feel. And this is what I said. The way you walk, the way you talk, the things you do, I just can't stop thinking about you. I had a dream about you kissing me one day, and it was my breath you took away. When I came out of that dream, I found myself hugging my pillow, saying to myself, maybe that's the way you feel, soft, tender, and warm. Oh, how I wish this dream was real. Even the way she looked, it was my breath she took. Her charming ways, her lovely eyes, her beautiful smile, her cherry lips, leaves me breathless. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kojo. Our next poet to the podium. Current holder of the Deputy Director's pen, poet Marcus Lafay. Put your hands together and let's welcome Mr. Marcus Lafay to the podium.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Marcus Lafay, and my piece is entitled Crossroads. Every morning when I awake, these walls reminds me of my life's mistakes. My freedom, a commodity which has no price. Yet here behind these bars, I waste my life. Penalized because I transgress the laws of society. Innocent, they say, until proven guilty. Does the punishment always fit the crime? Such hideous penalty. Watching the rest of your life being decided by judges and lawyers and the 12-member jury. So now that I am incarcerated, did I break? Did I bend? Or will I be out soon, only to reoffend? Because while in your institution, how did you groom me? Did you do anything to prepare me to be a productive member of your society? It is said that the drowning man would catch at a straw, and when one door is closed, the good Lord opens many more. Do you members of society know what rehabilitation is? And would you take a chance to employ me in your various businesses? Or is the stigma of jailbird, criminal, and ex-convict an everlasting attachment that you cannot even find it in your heart to help me to make a difference? I am an inmate now. Yes, that is true. But first, I'm a human being, just like you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Lafay. Mr. Lafay is the current holder of the Deputy Director's Pen Award. Very inspiring piece here. Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome to the podium Mr. Palmerston Celestine, who is the former holder of the Director's Pen Award.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My piece is entitled Written in Stone. My destiny seems controlled. It's like of me, this system has a voodoo doll. Fortunately, though, I've never been compelled to beg and crawl, trapped in the matrix of the inner city's walls. Yet through its rise and falls, these melting pot city streets dictate my future like a crystal ball. So metaphorically, I could state I've seen it all. My life in retrospect, as a young fella forced to deal with the abuse of having to choose between boredom and social neglect. So tell me, sir, what did you expect from a delinquent teen who lacked job training skills, but he got a drug connect? And to make $1, he's willing to risk his neck, solidify and earn his street respect. What the heck? On a boat to Martinique, 3 kilos, 30 pounds of weed at a tech. He's out to get that check. There's no looking back now. There's nothing for him there. Nowhere to go but up from here. He wants to distance himself from his venomous peers with their cold, jealous, and envious stares. Wants to elevate to the Range Rover from a life where he had little care. So it's hard to convey all the pain he had to bear in those long, quiet hours of his despair, when his life lacked direction and his heart pumped fear. He had to learn how to clutch and shift in the gear. So you could consider this his public moment of shedding a tear, a poetic pressure relief valve for all the times he persevered and was forced to wear a defensive stone-faced mask. Because this society has deliberately constructed a caste which undeniably speaks to the perversive contrast between our dark colonial past and your splendid moment of Victorian vast, explaining the reason for our infatuation with cash and why we were never expected to last. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Celestin, former holder of the Director's Pen Award. We would like to welcome our next poet to the podium. Poet Jan Drysdale, put your hands together and let's welcome him.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jan Drysdale, and the title of this piece is called Dawn. When I look and see this beautiful view, the rising sun coming up anew, to rejuvenate the earth with life too, it's another day for us to accomplish all we have to do. This lovely sight upon the horizon, it's more than sunshine to the prison, all light to the darkness of this world, but growth and development to our very souls. When you observe the goodness thereof, then evil comes and illuminates it, cause happiness is linked to prosperity, and love, just as sunshine, can bring out beauty. Thank you.
Jan Drysdale, ladies and gentlemen, doing Dawn. Thank you, Mr. Drysdale, for that inspiring piece. We would like to call on Mr. Yuri Lubin. Poet Yuri Lubin, put your hands together as we welcome him to the podium.
Good evening, each and everyone, esteemed guests, family members, judges, inmates alike. My piece is entitled another victim. He drowns himself in thought, digging for the right solution, like a fugitive, imprisoned and unbalanced. Nights are endless. He knows no peace. Companions are of the lowest class. They change like the turning of an hourglass. Calamities are few, but sometimes finds them forgetting himself, living on the road of chaos. Humiliation strips him. He stumbles. He ensconced, seeking a refuge. Drifting from responsibility, he has lost his fuse. His associates are gloom-filled. They feed on his discontent. Home seems distant. He no longer feels welcome there. Self-worth dissipates. Slowly goes pride. He falls apart. His world crumbles. He is seduced by her tantalizing taste. She devours him. Every cell within. Perception distorted. No longer can he see clearer. He succumbs. His body deteriorates. Becoming another number in her sea of victims. Drowning himself in her excessive indulgence. That is what her lust does. It destroys. She strikes him down. Another rook on her chessboard. Claims his soul. For she is brutal and unforgivingly cold. Always there when he calls to her. Deceiving him until he is gray and old. Yet, there is always a sobering moment before the fall. When you are obsessive in love with this woman. Her name is alcohol. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, you Lubin, another victim. Thank you, Mr. Lubin. Thank you very much. Calling to the podium, Poet Nelson Remy. Put your hands together as we welcome him.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My piece is entitled Sweet Little Lies. Don't be shy. Don't you cry. Don't deny you with this other guy. Because tonight, the truth will come out in the light. Your sweet little lies can't trick me. You will love me till you die. What a story. Your I love you is not for me. Your I need you cause too much misery. I just want you to know I'm through with you. I might as well find someone better than you. The day we met, I now regret. The games you played, I cannot forget. My heart you stole, please give it back. Your sweet little lies, I'm tired of that. I try my best to treat you nice. I gave you everything you ever liked. You even said you'd be my wife. A joke you gave. My money you like. I brought you gold that you never see. I gave you love. You asked for me. You asked for pearls. I gave you diamond free. Every week I gave you 500 feet. And when things got bad, you left me for he. Your sweet little lies I didn't see, but in my life, I've been set free. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you, Mr. Remy. Sweet little lies, very inspiring. We would like to welcome Mr. Peter Thomas, Poet Peter Thomas. Put your hands together as we welcome him to the podium.
Good night to all. Before I get to my poem, I would just like to say this is my second literary night, and it seems I'm in a big, big fight. My poem is entitled Stand Strong. When I analyze human nature, what I see is not a beautiful picture. So many things cause disaster and misery for the family later without a future. That's where I stand strong. Our world has changed in the last decade. No more love at this stage. Then, lots of problems we can't manage. That is where I stand strong. Don't you see the difficulty when running after money? That most lose their humanity? People, check yourself before you lose your health seeking wealth. Pray to the Father. Don't wait until after, for it will not matter when you are in the gutter. That is where I stand strong. Try improving your life with positivity. Find a beautiful lady to marry and have a family. For that is a way to see prosperity. And that is where I stand strong. As time goes by, we ask ourselves why. Don't you know? Nothing is secure. People, come on. Don't you know that? As a man, you must understand we have to set a plan. Sticking to it. That is the only way to commit. Try to correct all the wrongs. Only then you will be able to stand strong. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Thomas. Stand strong. Let's welcome to the podium Mr. Kelly William. Poet Kelly William, put your hands together as we welcome him to the podium.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Kelly Williams, and my poem is entitled, I Need to Be Free. Why, oh why, must I be stuck in this web? It is so unusual, so discomforting, so annoying. I need to be free. Free from this despair. Free from the worries and the troubles. Help me! SOS. Can anybody help me? Please, anybody, somebody? I really need to be free. I'll be waiting for somebody to come and rescue me, because I truly need to be free. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Mr. William. Let us welcome our next poet, Mr. Winsbert Nelson. Put your hands together. Let us welcome him.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Winsbert Nelson, and my poem is entitled Love and Cherish Her Eternally. It was a 9-month journey. Only she had the key to set me free out of her belly. It wasn't easy. The labor till the delivery. My mother carried me and brought me forth to this world. On the 24th of December was the day I was born. I didn't have the privilege to, as others do, to know what it was like to grow with a father. Luckily for me, my mommy was always able to make me happy. It was never fantasy, but a reality to always have a birthday party where everybody would join in peace and love and unity. Since I was born one day before Christmas and was always getting gifts and stuffs from my friends and family, I couldn't talk about poverty. My mommy always made it a duty to place food on the table for me. It was never empty. We were never left hungry. She taught me how to do the laundry, how to wash the dishes with squeezy. While in the kitchen, it was like a bakery, garnished with all sorts of pastry and confectionery. She prepared me, trying to get me ready. She would give me a beating when necessary, but not cruelly. I spent some time with my granny, but was later on taken back to my mommy to a foreign country. There, she sent me to school, elementary. Her dreams were to see me go to university to become a lawyer or scientist of technology. She trusted that I was the one who was going to make it a popular family. But instead, I made myself known notoriously. I was sent back to my community. There, I was nicknamed a deportee. I soon became a nuisance to society. But she never gave up on me. She came to visit me at the Border Lake Correctional Facility, but not regularly. She's not that kind of lady, I received a call from my brother, my elderly, telling me that my mommy was sick in hospital with breast cancer. It was such a tragedy. I was feeling weak and empty. She passed away. She was taken to the cemetery whilst I was locked up in a penitentiary. I was down and low, not being able to go and pay my last love and respect to my mommy, to tell her, to let her know that I'm sorry, I love her, and I know that it was reciprocal. But even if she's gone, she shall never be forgotten. In my heart, I will love and cherish her eternally. Thank you.
Winsbeth Nelson, ladies and gentlemen. I will always love my mommy. Thank you, Mr. Nelson. We would like to welcome to the podium none other but poet K.C. Joseph. Put your hands together as we welcome him.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My poem is entitled A Prisoner's Story. People frown at me. They say I'm wicked, stupid, and scary. I don't care, because I don't want to show my true personality. Don't know about people, but I prize the real me. So I keep him tucked away safely. Critics speculate about me bluntly, lying to themselves, even though that they know they don't have it clearly. I choose who I am. No one's view of me can put me down. Who says that I'm wrong? Everyone has their own opinion. But if you don't follow everyone, they believe that you're long gone. Every man has his own dreams and aspirations. And you see, success, it depends on how a person believes it comes. If Einstein and the Wright brothers listened to people degrade them and allowed that to hinder their path, where would we be? A man's strengths are his to keep, to use to achieve success eventually. Everyone else knows best for everyone else, but never for themselves. These conformers, if they decide to remain stagnant for decades, then that's the choice. But who gives back more to society? You, who work to feed only yourself and the family? Or the scarred Greece, who will rid it of hunger and treachery? And I don't mean theatrically. I'm talking about the real deal of people who deal with it, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Thank you very much.
Thank you, poet K.C. Joseph, A Prisoner's Story. We would like to welcome poet Simon Marius to the podium. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together as we welcome him.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The name of my poem, the title of my poem is Crime with a question mark.
Hooray, hooray! Envolez tomber! What all them people shouting about? Especially that man there with the long mouth. About the above face. A man get killed and it's a fact. Crime increasing these days. And it not go stop until we change our ways. But who to blame? For all are we the same. The PM, he blaming the police. The minister, bawling for justice. The people, they don't even know what they want. And you think, I go sing the chant? The people have no love for each other. The man thieving from his own mother. They don't even love themselves. How can you say I'm your brother when you betray me for another? We Lucians need to love ourselves. Then we go love others like ourselves. How we go solve the problem of crime? You ask that question at the right time. Look around you and tell me what you see. Of course it's inmates that they're with me. The state accuse them of crime. They are the best ones to fill up your time. You want to pee? Use a urinal. You want to solve crime? Talk to the criminal. I ain't blaming nobody, you know. Before you say I blame so and so. But wait, let me tell you something. You see, in this city, gunshots, pop, 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 is like everyday thing. You ain't see nobody here running. Instead, the people go so. They come towards the shooting. It's like everybody want to see who get blessed. And they behaving like, yo Pamela. Some are we just too damn lazy. And some, it's like they get caught in a frenzy. Some city way crime just to get a dime. They know it's thief money you give them. And what they do, they take it. And when police question them, they fake it. So, who is the real culprit? Look at crime, it's an individual thing. Crime, it's a community thing. Crime, it is a national theme. You go say that is politics. But let me tell you this. Crime, it is everybody's business. It affects you even though you don't care. And guess what? It also affects your welfare. Got you there. I just joke in your brain a little. But I go. Before that man there, bathe me spittle. But remember, you want to pee, use a urinal. You want to solve crime, talk to the criminal. Some call them the city slime, but they are the best ones to fill your time. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Mr. Marius. Crime. Ladies and gentlemen, last but not least, let us welcome to the podium poet Donalyn Lesmond. Put your hands together for.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My piece is entitled Journey. What? I don't understand. I don't believe this. But I thought, I could have sworn. Did I misinterpret something? Why is this thing so hard, so unpredictable? Oh God, what is this? I asked you for something. Breathe, Dawn. Just breathe. It's not as bad as it sounds. Listen. Not bad at all. Wow, I can do this. This thing that began when it began is beginning to end. I imagine I see my shadow. Bright light where this long dark tunnel stops. So many regrets, so many promises, resolutions, endless possibilities. Wrap my arms around. Feels so good. Love, life, beautiful, sweet. Never again will I take for granted, too precious to not appreciate how incredible it is. Placing your foot on that path determines where you stand. How high, how low, how dark, controversial, very. But breathe. Take a step, walk, look up, light, so pervasive, makes me smile pretty. Breathe, Dawn. It's almost over. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Lesmo. Judy. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of the preliminary round of our competition. Let's put our hands together for our poets. Very inspiring poems. I bet you the judges are having a hard time right now putting scores. All right. We have in store a guest reader for you, but before we do so, we would like to take the opportunity to introduce Mr. Light Service. I call on Ms. President to introduce our contestant.
Good afternoon. She's an optimistic, fun, and loving person. I know her as one who is not afraid to express herself despite who's looking. She's an intelligent, strict, yet welcoming individual. I believe she's the best woman for the job, and she's definitely a sure win. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you BFC Miss Allied Services Contestant 2017, Miss Brown.
Ms. Demaya Brown, ladies and gentlemen, contestant 2017. Sure looks like a win to me. All right, moving along. We have a guest reader to render a piece onto us today. I would like to call to the podium Mr. Pedro Rodriguez. Put your hands together to welcome Mr. Pedro Rodriguez. Mr. Pedro will express himself with his hands, so he doesn't need the mic.
Le cortaré las manos para evitar castigo. Y entonces delante de un mendigo, para acabar con una costumbre intolerable de estar tantos mendigos en su ciudad sagrada. Los súbditos del reino de la orden acataron los mendigos del país. Pasado el tiempo, un desconocido cruzó las calles y visitó las casas. Llegó a la niña hermosa y joven señora del cielo. Tengo un pedazo de pan joven, señora, que vengo de lejos y llegamos desde fuera. Y no hagan usted como los demás que me rechazan miedo. Háganlo en el nombre de Dios que creó los graneros. La joven oyó el nombre de Dios con hambre no y mira carne. Y al mendigo socorrió dos panes. Al sacar el sultán mandó de inmediato traer a la joven al palacio y sin dignarse al mirar hizo que dos villanos le cortasen a la hermosa mujer de sus manos. Un día, el señor sultán, cansado de estar solo, llamó a su madre para cambiarme al tío, pues soy un hombre ambicioso, quiero una mujer de rostro hermoso. Una conozco, contestó la madre como no tenía el afecto. Pero es que esta hermosa mujer tiene un defecto. Es que esta hermosa mujer no tiene nada. Gracias.
Gracias, Mr. Pedro. Thank you, Mr. Rodriguez. Very inspiring, tragic, but inspiring. I bet you have no idea what was going on. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to go into round 2 of our competition. We have a packed program, so we're moving right along to the next. Mr. Jean Fontenelle, let us welcome poet Jean Fontenelle to the podium.
Good night again, ladies and gentlemen. My second piece is entitled A Thank You Story. Within these walls, how could I seek and find? Within these walls, it was hard to free my mind. Year after year after year, I missed my dear family, whilst my confines attempted to deteriorate me physically. But despite these attenuating circumstances, I never gave up. When I fell to the ground, I got back up. A wise man once said, "You alone control your destiny." But it was my equanimity that held me. And thanks to God, when some let me down, some held on to me. When they said I would go crazy, I actually got stronger mentally. And I'm not sad that my life had to be this way, or I had to feel that pain. For my failures has only colored my outlook on life, and thus switched me from the wrong to the right lane. So you see, ladies and gentlemen, the 40 star is true. And it's not because of the flat screens or because I'm in blue. It's because ever since Mr. God came through, we were motivated to do the stuff we never thought we could do. And who would have thought, from dealing drugs, busting guns, and being on the run, to this amazing, God-fearing young man who writes these masterpieces for fun. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is rehabilitation. And yeah, I wrote this poem for the fame and compensation, but most importantly, to show my dear mother and all my friends in this room my heartfelt love and appreciation. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Mr. Fontenelle. Our next poet contestant, poet Kimuf William, to the podium. Let us welcome him. Round of applause.
Yes, pleasant good evening to everyone one more time. My second poem is entitled Sorry's the Letter. Dear love, sorry. Sorry I can't be there to show you how much I truly love and care. When the pain you're going through are severe, it's too hard to bear. Then your world seems to fall apart, pressing upon the broken pieces of your heart. When it's impossible to feel my love because of your present situation and we being apart. The emotional pressure gets unbearable and you become miserable with all your trouble. Trying hard to bear your cross, you suffer loss without help to get up when you stumble. As difficult as it may be, going through tribulation, strife, trial, and intense testing, hope I can make it up to you for not being someone you can rely on or even a blessing. Forgive me for failing to meet your expectations in moments when you needed me, for not accepting my full responsibility and be a better me or the best I can be. Now I'm willing to sacrifice and be fully committed to do more for you than for myself, to appreciate your worth, celebrate and treasure you much more than wealth. I'm sorry for all you've been through, especially for not being there by your side. In times of your achievement, joy, laughter, shame, hardship, or sorrow, to ride any tide. I pray for the opportunity just to show you all what you mean to me, even on bended knees. And beg, please, believe me, I would if I could, turn back time or the destination of destiny. Sorry for not being all you wanted and depriving you of my support and company. I hope that you will forgive me, still love me, and please accept my most sincere apology. I'm truly sorry for being a big disappointment and for all the hurt and pain that it caused. Don't worry. Let the healing process begin its cleansing. We'll retrieve all that we lost. All things missed out on can never be regained, and this really hurts me severely. And if there is anything else that I forget to mention, I now say, most assuredly, I am sorry. Yours truly, Kimo Williams. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Hands together, Kimo Williams. Sorry's letter. Thank you for that, Mr. William. We would like to welcome to the podium Poya Jadi Teville. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together to welcome him.
Yes, good night once again, ladies and gentlemen. The title of my second piece is a director whose operations are based on reformation. The Almighty Lord who governs our lives have truly shown inmates the sign. From the time that the new director, Mr. Vanguard, came to the yard, corrections have been working just fine. Amongst us who are criminally confined, much more personalities are honor refined. I never knew that such great talent indeed was mine, or even hidden in some of my brothers who are challenged in mine. In the years before his presence, secluded figures of the stern mystic were all that we could find. If an inmate requested to see the director, for sure he'd be waiting some time. But when he does get his chance, it's just a glimpse or a glance, and the boss walks past all as if blind. His professionalism, respect, and socialism caused a lot of divisions to bind. He did set things orderly up here at Borderly with a brotherly father's design. All the guidance that he brings to custodial beings academically keeps us entwined into a family that has honorably kept officers and inmates aligned. He has a priority so diplomatic and kind that he would always seek to be there for the weak so that problems could all be refined, and it would honestly destroy all of we, the inmates, if the present director resigns. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Mr. Teville. Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome Poet Siobhan Ramsey. Put your hands together as we welcome him.
Yes, people, good evening again. Y'all must be saying y'all seen my face too much and nothing there. But bear with me. I have a little story to confess. Imagine I have been doing Spanish for only 3 months. But you know already, as revolutions, something gave me the impression I can go and write Spanish poetry. My poem is entitled, Mi canto dulce, my sweet song. Mi amor, en todo yo te vivo. Para mí, tú eres mi canto más bonita y mi vida. Estoy sentado aquí y yo escribo este poema y yo sé que yo debo, porque tú eres mi sol, tu belleza pura, en que soy cierto que cuando llover, en este momento, soy tu hombre valiente, quien saca el oscuro de la noche y espero para ti, mi sol, siempre. my sweet song, my love, in everything I see you. To me, you are a song, my most beautiful song, and my life. I sit here and I write this poem, and I know that I must, because you are my sunshine. Your royalty, nothing but. In that, I am certain that when it rains, in that moment, you're a brave man who removes the dark of night. And I just wait for my son, always. Thank you.
Show on Ramsey, ladies and gentlemen. A sweet song. Thank you, Mr. Ramsey. Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome poet Samuel Kodra. Put your hands together as we welcome him.
Good evening again, ladies and gentlemen. Poem that I'm about to read is entitled, Never Give Up. I rise with the sun. I struggle through the day till the day is done. Even though there is ups and downs, I never forget where I came from. In the ghetto, we hustle hard to maintain our next meal. In the ghetto, it ain't no game you play. This life is real. You may see my eyes, you may see my smiles, but you don't know what I feel inside. Life may get tougher, I get stronger because I'm a fighter. Jail has taken a part of my life, so I strive, trying to survive going through those times. But I sit back and look at my life and saw what I have lost was gained back with more. So jail has given me a better part of my life in return. I've gotten more wiser, more clear-eyed than before. So I ain't never giving up, because I know for sure I will be coming out of this prison claw. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Kodra. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome to the podium again the current holder of the Deputy Director's pen, poet Marcus Lafe. Put your hands together as we welcome him.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Marcus Lafe. And this piece is entitled Perception. What makes you think that you are more of a person than me? I'm on the inside looking out. You're on the outside looking in. Tell me what you see. You don't know me, my plight, my friends, or my family. You only see me as I am now, not as I used to be. You won't class me as your friend, but I'm not your enemy. It is said that as a man thinketh, so is he. Well, I think I'm great, so I'll choose me. They say that you should be kind to those you pass on the way up, because you just might need them on the way down. Why? Because life is a cycle. What goes around comes around. So hear this. Believe when others doubt. Speak. Don't shout. Plan while others play. Be it night Obite. Work while others wish. We're adults. Don't act childish. Study while others sleep, because in the end, it will be worth it. Persist when others quit. Don't conform or fit in. Show no fear. Play to win. Choose to be different. Heed these words from my mouth. You're an individual. Don't stand in a group. Stand out. Thank you.
Marcus Laffey, current holder of the Deputy Director's Pen, doing perception. Thank you, Mr. Laffey. We would like to call on the former holder of the Director's Pen Award, Mr. Palmerston Celestin. Put your hands together as we welcome him.
My second piece is entitled Woman's Worth.
I keep on falling in and out. Woo! I'll be back. Hey, yo, Shorty, what's up? You looking good today. So you gonna give me some time or what?
He looks and sees just the contours of her loveliness, while to the depths of her beauty, he remains blinded. She appeases him in the hopes that he will eventually realize her potential, her capacity to give and be loved. Her voluptuous structure commands his desires. Diminished, he conforms in a delusionary attempt to self-affirm his manhood. She grows weary of tolerating his condescending comments, becomes deaf to his dialogues rich with sexist torments, realizing that time is unforgiving and gravity unrelenting. They are not on her side. They are arcane, subtly and consistently robbing her of her vital years. Her flawlessly applied makeup reveals faint traces of tears as she patiently waits for him to overcome his insecure fears. She dreams of a vibrant life, being more than just his token quiet wife. But she was never the hype, no violent type. So she suffers in a silent plight, cries in the deep darkness of the night, and pretends in the morning light that everything is all right. Yet to those feelings of being caged in, she never once gave in. Her head always held high, her posture erect, her chest never caved in. Forever dignified, ladylike, considerate, never arguing or raging. Her strength, her perseverance, her discipline is truly amazing. She searches tirelessly for her redemption and purpose within his heart. A reason why they should remain together and not be apart. For this burden weighs more than 100 tons, and carrying it around has been no fun. She feels like a withering rose being shielded from the light of the sun, like she has been playing Russian roulette with a loaded gun, dying over and over and over and over for someone. She wants to be romanced, to move to life's rhythm at the pace of her own dance. At being the queen she really is, she wants a chance, and she deserves it, for she is more than worth it. But how does the healing begin when she is in love with the culprit? Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Palmerston Celestin, former holder of the Director's Pen Award, doing a woman's worth. We now welcome to the podium poet Jan Drysdale. Put your hands together as we welcome him.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The title of this piece is called What Do You See? What do you see? A competent individual of unquestionable potential, so determined to do all that is ethical, yet with the desire to acquire power without refusal. What do you see? A person beaming with confidence, but who can and will accomplish with strength all his goals, and still keep fit to win as many souls. A lovely man with all his might, a forgiving son who has gained his sight. What do you see? I see a man with a destiny, a male who has accepted who he is to be, an alpha male, and he is Rasdale. What can't you see? Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Mr. Drysdale. Ladies and gentlemen, we're at Jan Drysdale. What do you see? We would like to welcome poet Yuri Lubin to the podium. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together.
Good evening again, each and everyone. My second piece is entitled Faith and Wisdom. What seems far is so near. There are no obstacles. We put them there. Emancipate your mind. Let it be rid of enchantment. A location of the Bible, it erases bewilderment. What is hate, but if not a hidden admiration? What is jealousy, but if not a secret compliment? What is envy, but if not a delusionary desire of what one wishes to acquire? I see what is there. I reach for it. Something tries to barricade. I go around. Terror still taunting me. Is the temptress's magic. My intuition beguiles me. Break this bond. Night after night, my sorrows reign. No, I will not succumb. My faith sheds the pain. I discover new hope. The pen is the bridge. Following the light. No longer on the siege. Consideration is my secret weapon. I defeat bombardment, crush the demon. Nurturing my spirit is heavenly manna, heading to a bright future, a godly demeanor. Oh, how easy now I proceed, sharing precious knowledge, the hungry feed. Everything simply now comes to me in great magnitude, a sea for free. Checkmate! I now realize through victory, believing in myself, share my story. Wisdom is not there just for me only. First, you must love yourself. To God be the glory. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Yuri Lubin, ladies and gentlemen. Faith and wisdom. Thank you, Mr. Lubin. We would like to welcome poet Nelson Remy to the podium. Put your hands together as we welcome him to the podium.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My piece is entitled Answered Prayer. But I would like to capitalize on this opportunity to delegate it to the Director of Correction. Sir, are you there? I prayed for change, and so it's you who came. My ominous feelings I could not bear because the social workers, they were never there. The ostensible reason for being optimistic in person, I would like to share. At all times, I thought that God just couldn't hear. I quivered with fright, then started to shout, "Hello! Is there anybody out there? Hello! Is there anybody out there?" Justify my rights if you could hear my cry. But silence filled my heart with void. So God sent you to answer some long-awaited prayer. Sir, are you there? When you came, I immediately saw the change, and my life could never be the same. You electrocute my fears of a lifetime here and prepared my life out there through Sir, are you there? When you came, I immediately saw the change, and my life could never be the same. You electrocute my fears of a lifetime here and prepared my life out there. Thank God for you, sir. We implemented prisoners' rights and changed the foundations of many lives. The bill, visit, additional recreation, lifetime inmates release, and socializing with officers are some evidence of the changes you brought about. Sir, are you there? You are coherent in all your decisions. You codify your rules in standard quotation. You renounce corruption and introduce correction. So I followed simple instruction in spite of my temptation, tribulations, and frustrations. Sir, are you there? You're like a father to us in every way, and I'm grateful for you every day. Just when I thought of giving up and the carpenter was about to nail me to my cross, I saw a lifetime inmate made it to the top. So now, I'm no longer giving up, although the road seems rough. Sir, are you there? Although thanking you is more than what I achieved from you, but that's all I have to give. Respect, love, and appreciation for all you did. But just one more prayer before I go. Lord, help me, please. I need to leave. So deliver me and I'll make a change in the ghetto, on the street, or anywhere I go. Because, sir, you had inspired me to do so. Sir, are you there? Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Nelson Remy, answered prayer. Thank you, Mr. Nelson. We would like to welcome poet Peter Thomas to the podium. The hands together, let's welcome him.
Good night to all once again. Before I get to my poem, I would just like to take this opportunity to say thank you, Mom, for being here. I love you. Thank you for the support as always. And without you, I don't believe I would be able to bear much in this life. With that being said, my poem is entitled A Positive Attitude. Jesus, peace, man. I know wrong with y'all fellas, you know. I don't know how to feel when everything seems to be a big deal. Doing whatever it takes to do away with friends, for goodness sake. Trouble alone then bring. Cutting off my life from within this tiny circle of security. Because they don't deal straight with anybody. So much lies they tell. Making your life seems like hell. Even though you may not fight, those words causes plight. Now the road is rough, for things is getting tough. Trying to do things right, but the end is out of sight. Struggling, doing what it takes to win. Often, disappointment I'm facing. So many things I am wanting. Now, under lock and key, feeling myself filled with animosity. So I often pray that God give me strength for the length of time I will be in a bind. My family is with me and I'm happy for the moment. The love they show cause my spirit to flow with gratitude. That is why I will always maintain a positive attitude. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Thomas. A positive attitude. Put your hands together, let's welcome poet Kelly William to the podium.
Good evening again, ladies and gentlemen. My other piece of poem is entitled Friendship. It's for everyone that's been close to me, my friends. Yeah. A true friend is someone who takes you in when the whole world casts you out. Not lying to him nor her, not leaving any doubt and cover. It's not about who you are now, but about who you're going to be in the hereafter. It's not about my facial expression or my body language, no. It's about personality and character. Friendship got meaning to both young and old. Trust is the covering. Honesty is the pole. So peace on earth is the true will for all men to love and to care for by a true friend. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Mr. William. Our next poet, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Winsbert Nelson. Let's hear it.
Good evening. My name is Winsbert Nelson. My poem is entitled Time to Turn the Page. I'm seated in a cell, four-sided walls, and I don't know what to do. Urine is the only scent I'm breathing from my nostrils. I've seen peril, but not the devil. What's going through my mind? Hospital, cemetery, or jail, without no bill. If it looks like I fail, I'm blue, even pale, in pain like a woman in travail. In the ocean, stormy weather, in a ship without a sail, shouting for help, but to no avail. This is no fairy tale, this is for real. I've lived my life like a game of chess, yes, but it's time I got to retreat because defeat is my last beat. I got to stand like a man and face the truth because this is my life and who feels it knows it. I couldn't afford a lawyer because I didn't have the dollar. The cash was going down and I couldn't go back to town. Reminiscence of the days I used to hang out with the niggas on the block. My mother used to give me so much talk, like, why don't you go and look for work? With all your CXC, you only want to sit on the block and hustle sensi. You are lazy. But everywhere I turn, it's always the same story. Sorry, no vacancy. Life is so full of mystery. Speaking honestly, I sometimes think it's my destiny. You may offer an apology to society, but it's not accepted. So much misery. But one thing that I know is that the Father will never give you more than you can bear. Do you hear? I've had much time to think and to reflect on my past, my mistake. They say age is just a number, but you got to make a resolution. You are not getting younger. Nothing remains the same forever. You got to check yourself, do the math. Clean yourself, take a bath. Ask for forgiveness from Jah before your face is rough. Change your life. Make your family happy, and together you all can laugh. Prison has changed my life in many ways. Lodging in a mental unit has reminded me that we are all human beings, and we ought to love and respect one another as others do respect us. It has elevated my intellectual capacity of thinking, even my deportment and my ideology of life in general. This is no secret. I've turned it in all aspects. So why should there be any regret? Prison is no bed of roses. It's like a death trap. But it doesn't matter where you are. You got to set your mind on the positive things that life has to offer, with the help of the Almighty God. There ain't no other. I lift up my head to the Heavenly Father, thanking Him for the sense that He has shown me now and forever after. Till the day I get discharged, not as a fool, but as a sage, free like a bird at large, with the intention to return to society with a different image. I now have to turn the page. Thank you.
Winsbeth Nelson, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Mr. Nelson. We will now call on Poet Casey Joseph. Put your hands together. Let's welcome him to the podium.
Good evening, everyone. The title of my next piece is entitled Secret Jokes. All sinners, hell's gatekeepers, parading as angels and well-wishers, granting the blind moldish dainties, sugar-coated so thick to hide the evil poisons. Angry now that they've been exposed, but the door's ajar, it can't be closed. Worms creep out into the open, exposing a corpse's head, still sporting a sinister grin, and the torments it was made to endure instead. So now, the master has not a plea, and the jester, as cynical as the light of day. Members of his court sit with mouths agape, but the jester twirls with mirth and tips his hat. Apprehension builds within several hearts, for only now do his council members realize the walls are etched with endless cracks. The jester's laugh echoes through the chambers, and as the royal guards seek him out, he disappears. Now genuine fear envelops everyone, for only now do they realize that this jester has a political ambition. Thank you very much.
Casey Joseph, ladies and gentlemen, Secret Jokes. We now welcome poet Simon Marius. Put your hands together, let's welcome him.
Good evening again, ladies and gentlemen. The title of my poem is A Shadowing Presence. My pain is my only true companion. Feeling claustrophobic, like I'm trapped between a giant rock and a canyon. Nowhere or no one to turn to. But back to those cold, heartless streets on which I grew, where many come but the chosen are few, and of those who are chosen, much respect is due. But oddly, reciprocation comes hardly, so we move like the forsaken and the ungodly. Because in this life, love truly loves nobody. Plus, the lure of these streets be so awesome, yet on the surface, never really how costing. So misguiding, we turn to them for love. Because harboring hate can become so emotionally exhausting. Hard to teach myself to come incognito and never to exalting. Even though the good life be so taunting and making it extremely hard for me not to confuse my needs with my wantings. Life circumstances made me a little bit too daunting. As a result, I had to learn to live with the horrors of my past that is haunting. But looking back now, I figure that this was how things were designed to be. Because ironically, my life lived experiences is what developed the character in me. Though the reality is that in a world of critics, it took tremendous courage to be who I am. To be who I want to be and get out of in front of me. Yet, hateful sentiments tend to accumulate considerably because when envious individuals are scorned towards negativity, they become naturally drawn. So we try to live, forgive, but not forget. Life is precious. So don't be afraid to get your feet wet. I've always held true to the belief that it's a waste of living a life of regret. If it's true to your heart, you should give up never. And always, always keep your spirit like the midday sun forever. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Simon Marius, Shadowing Presence. Thank you, Mr. Marius. Last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, we have Donalyn Lesmo. Put your hands together as we welcome her.
Good evening again. This piece is titled My Heart. Last night, I felt bad when I came back to where I came from. I remember that look, those eyes so open, revealing to just me. My heart's troubled, sadness engulfs me. I hate this feeling, this weakness, this concern about you, how you are, what you're thinking about me. My heart's in turmoil, sleep evades me. How can this happen? I was so sure. What went wrong? Who did wrong? Is this wrong for me? Why do you stare like that? Do you know? Can you feel the change? Oh, the silence is too loud. My ears ache. Please, do you hear me? I said I love, but what do I know? Am I even in control? The Bible says the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Is that me?
Dolly Lesmo, ladies and gentlemen, my heart. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of the qualifying round of the literary event 2017 under the theme Visions of Light and Visions of Life. It is the most anticipated time that we have been waiting for. We're going to have word from our judges. But before we do so, we have a few guest readers to deliver some of their masterpieces for us. I would like to call on Miss Trisha President. Miss Trisha President, is she available? Let's welcome Miss Trisha President, ladies and gentlemen.
Life is now. Time flies and memories fade. People change and new friendships are made. Only the true remain forever at our side. Eventually the disappointment and pain will subside. It is all about the journey and what has yet to come. Life is what you make of it. You are what you've become. Life is too short to hold on to regrets. Forgiveness is key, even though you may never forget. Cherish the good and remove the bad. Some people don't realize till it's gone what they've had. Moving on is a way of life. There will always be obstacles, pain, and strife. You must believe that you are strong enough to fight. You have to believe in yourself and do what is right. Always do for you no matter what you do, because at the end, the only one who has your back is you. Never be afraid to take a stand, and always be willing to help, to lend a helping hand. A little bit goes a long way. All it takes is a smile to brighten someone's day. Your chance to live is now, so what are you waiting for? The world is yours for the taking and so much more. Endless possibilities are forever at your disposal. The chance to live another day is life's golden proposal. Never let anyone tear you down, and never let anyone steal your shine and make you frown. So you will sit in the shadows and let darkness win again? Or will you rise up and make the light your friend? Here's your chance, so what will you do? You've got this because I believe in you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. President. Very inspiring. Our second guest reader, I'd like to call on Ms. Lydia Shari. Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome her to the podium. Ms. Lydia Shari.
Good evening, everyone. Protocol has been established, so I will go ahead to read my poem, Still I Rise, by Maya Angelou. You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may trod me in the very dirt, but still, like dust, I'll rise. Does my sassiness upset you? Why are you beset with gloom? 'Cause I walk like I've got oil wells pumping in my living room. Just like moons and like suns, with the certainty of tides, just like hopes springing high, still I'll rise. Did you want to see me broken? Bowed head and lowered eyes, shoulders falling down like teardrops, weakened by my soulful cries. Does my haughtiness offend you? Don't you take it awful hard? 'Cause I laugh like I've got gold mines digging in my own backyard. You may shoot me with your words. You may cut me with your lies. You may kill me with your hatefulness, but still, like air, I'll rise. Does my professionalism upset you? Does it come as a surprise that I perform my duties effectively at any given time? Out of the huts of history's shame, I rise. Up from a past that's rooted in pain, I rise. I'm a black ocean, leaping and wide, welling and swelling, I bear in the tide. Leaving behind nights of terror and fear, I rise. Into a daybreak that's wondrously clear, I rise. Bringing the gifts that my ancestors gave, I am the dream and the hope of slaves. And so naturally, I shall rise. Thank you.
Miss Lydia Shari, ladies and gentlemen, Still I Rise. Thank you, Miss Shari. I would like to call on for our final guest reader, Mr. Pedro Rodriguez. Put your hands together. Let's welcome Mr. Pedro Rodriguez.
Nuevamente, buenas noches.
Pedro's poem is dedicated to all the flowers of the world whom he considers to be women.
Eres mi esperanza activa de un hermoso amanecer, con el sonar de campanas y con olor a laurel, con aquel mismo cariño, con aquel mismo deber, con el signo de esperanza que me enseñaste a tener. Lo digo ahora con llanto y no lo logro entender. Lo bello que son tus ojos que no me quieren ni ver. Lo bello de nuestro tiempo que ya no quieren volver. Y sobre el fuego terció las cenizas del ayer. Eres mi esperanza activa de un hermoso amanecer. Thank you.
You are my active hope of a beautiful dawn, with the dream of bells and the smell of laurel, with the same love, with the same duty, with the same sign of hope that you taught me to have. I tell you now with a cry that you won't be able to understand how lovely are your eyes that don't love me, neither see how wonderful our time together has been, that you don't want to return. And about the fire, I threw the ashes of yesterday. You are my active hope of a beautiful dawn. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Gracias, Mr. Pedro Rodriguez. Ladies and gentlemen, we're just waiting for the final 8 contestants to be announced. We're just allowing the judges a little more time to tally up the names. So bear with us still before we announce our final 8. Put your hands together for the contestants. Qualifying round of the Literary Night 2017 under the theme Visions of Light, Visions of Life.
Louis Boys, yes, also, I now sentence you to life imprisonment.
Now this is the Eminem talking for the youth them. Need to be aware of the sign and stay away from crime. Cause it's a waste of time. Rise up and shine big time. Yeah. La da da. La da 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 da. Say when I sit and think of those mistakes I have made in my life, I should be home with my family and everything will be alright. Say when I sit back and think of those mistakes I have made in my life, I should be home with my children. It breaks my heart to hear them cry. But I took life for granted, and now I'm serving hard time for the crime Mama warned me about. Yeah. Oh Mama, yes I was wanted for the drugs and the guns on the street. Yeah, I said this jail life not sweet. I know now. So many restless nights my mama stayed up with worries on her head. Cause when she saw the news on television saying that her son is wanted, then as the cops keep knocking on her door, their faces looking so mean, yeah. Mama heart would always keep a beat every time she heard the police siren. But I took life for granted, and now I'm serving hard time for the crime Mama warned me about. Yeah. Oh Mama, yes I was wanted for the drugs and the guns on the street. Yeah, I said this jail life not sweet. Jail life not sweet. Never knew it was not right with the kind of life I chose and the chances I took. Never knew it was not right to forsake the law of Jah that was not in my books. Because I was so young and unwise in this life, silly chances I took. And it's a chapter I will never ever want to repeat, not again in my books. Cause I took life for granted, and now I'm serving hard time for the crime Mama warned me about. Yeah. Oh Mama, yes I was wanted for the guns and the drugs and the street. Yeah, I said this jail life not sweet. Jail life not sweet. I said this jail life not sweet. Jail life not sweet. I said this jail life not sweet. I know now. Jail life not sweet. I said this jail life not sweet. Jail life not sweet. I said this jail life not sweet. Da, da, da. Yeah. Da, 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 da. Da, da, da. Da, 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 da. Da, da, da. Da, 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 da. Da, da, da. Da, 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 da.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have word from the judges. Our 8 finalists are in. Our 8 finalists as follows. Mr. Marcus Laffey, put your hands together as I announce the names, ladies and gentlemen. Let's encourage him. Thank you very much. Mr. Palmerson Celestin. Mr. Simon Marius. Nelson Remy, Yuri Lubin, Mr. Kimworth Williams, Mr. John Turnbull, and Miss Donalyn Lesmore. We have our 8 finalists for the final round, ladies and gentlemen. It's not over yet. We're moving in the final round right away. Mr. Marcus Laffey to the podium, ladies and gentlemen. Let's welcome him. He's getting dressed. Mr. Laffey is getting dressed, ladies and gentlemen. We will move on to the second contestant to allow him time to get dressed. We'll announce him second. Mr. Palmerson Celestin.
My third piece is entitled Clarity Point.
Ladies and gentlemen, permit me to make a correction in the 8 contestants that were chosen. Previously, I announced Mr. Chad Turville as one of our finalists. That was an error on my part. I'm pleased to announce Mr. Jean Fontenelle as one of our 8 finalists. Put your hands together for our finalists, sorry. And so we begin. Mr. Palmerston Celestin, ladies and gentlemen.
Clarity Point, ladies and gentlemen. They bombard and suffocate our minds until we are forced to conform to their designs. Never out of season or in short supply, and at times they really do assist, but at most times an absence of freedom is all they imply. Foolish and naive, we tend to be quick to comply, holding on to them as if they were the difference between life and death. Yet their acceptance is usually a trade-off between everything that is uniquely us and us having nothing left. That continuous self-conscious glance at the mirror, that outfit that everyone's talking about, those new shoes, that new in thing, he's to whatever, she's to whatever, they are to whatever. It is said that opinions are like rectums because everybody has one, but also because at times they could cause us to act as one. Yet there is this point of clarity, a moment of maturity that occurs when we take back our sanity to reclaim our identity by obtaining our liberty from the ability to be free from feeling obligated to someone else's perception of who they believe we are supposed to be. There's a powerful type of certainty which germinates and grows within a self, unchained and abstained from all fads, peer pressures, prerequisitions, status quos, etc. Here blooms a blossoming boundless mind, one which identifies limitations, but by them are not hindered nor defined, and is relentless in its approach to confront and overcome them in time. Here is perception unconfined. Thank you.
Palmerston Celestin, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Mr. Celestin. We would like to call on Poet Marcus Lafayette, ladies and gentlemen. Put your hands together for him, current holder of the Deputy Director's pen.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is entitled Marcus Lafayette, and my piece is called War. War. A fight between nations using armed forces And I'm not talking about bows and arrows, spears, shields, and horses. War, the kind where millions could die by the press of a button, where in mere seconds this whole earth could be reduced to nothing. War, the wanton killing of human beings, irrespective of race, color, or creed, where it's man against man and man against machine that can't fight, feel, or bleed. War, the total destruction of any opposing force. Thousands in lives, millions in costs. War, the kind where combatants and innocents die in the same breath. Collateral damage is the excuse when nothing is left. War, the unimaginable catastrophe when weapons of mass destruction is unleashed with only one agenda in mind: mission accomplished. War, the fight where superpowers reign for world supremacy, and the pawns on the boards are you and me. War, no one wins. So when you come to literary nights at the Bodley Correctional Facility, you are supposed to live here with a message. This is my message. War, no one wins. Thank you.
Marcus Lafay, ladies and gentlemen, current holder of the Deputy Director's Pen, doing a piece called War. Thank you, Mr. Lafay. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome poet Simon Marius to the podium. Put your hands together, let's welcome Simon Marius, ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening again, ladies and gentlemen. The title of my poem is called The Journey. Who am I to blame for my predicament? No one but I. You share the same sentiment. As the highest risk inmate in this facility, the shackles. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I'll start over again. Who am I to blame for my predicament? No one but I. You share the same sentiment. As the highest risk inmate in this facility, it surely did cramped on my ability. The shackles, the chains, I bear the scars, the memories, the pain of I behind bars. The battles between right and wrong rage in my head. I think I prayed 100 times over, asking to be dead. And then a visionary light illuminated in me, giving me hope and wanting to be free. Then I called to the God I did not know. For he directs the path my life should go. It did not take long. I was given redress from orange to yellow, a risk a little less. As I go through this valley of the shadow of death, I realize I was the cause of my own stress. With renewed energy and vigor, I decided never to surrender. With my past as my history and the future a mystery, no one can deter me from this journey. Positive thinking was my survival kit. Prayers when I'm feeling weak. As the gates of hell close their doors on me, persistency was my only refugee. From yellow to blue, I was granted clemency. With that, I chose not to breach security. Being a privileged inmate is an honor. Boldly, a 5-star, only a rumor. Choosing right from wrong became my philosophy. Thank God I'm close to the end of my journey. One thing I'm grateful for, though others went bad, is my sanity, for I never went mad. Though the decision you make determines your destiny tomorrow, remember that not only the victim's family is in sorrow. So when I'm free and at home with my family, I have come to the end of my journey. Ladies and gentlemen, the journey. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Mr. Marius, for the journey. We would like to call on our third contestant. Our fourth one. Thank you for the correction. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome. We had Nelson Remy. Put your hands together as we welcome him.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My poem is entitled Lyrics. The tongue is a weapon deadlier than a serpent. With deceiving lies, the devil spoke through the serpent, deceived mankind. Hiss of whispers, gossip, lies, deminimizing a human's life. Truth, fact, lies, and opinion open the minds of a million lives. The tongue is a weapon of brilliance which brings forth life and death conveyed through society. Deception, corruption, fascination, categorizing protagonists and antagonists, atheists and religious, black and white, wealthy and poor. Empty promises of shattered hopes and dreams politicians bring. Campaigning for lost souls, manipulating ideas is all they think. Better days are coming. Yay! Butter bread I'm eating. I hope you understand what I'm saying. Irrelevant words are stinging. Within the injustice system, the isolated freedom deprived of us of our rights. It's time for some healing. Guilty without a plea. A verdict without a trial. Guilty, the innocent man is pleading. Guilty. Guilty. A mother's cry for her son to be set free. Tears of crying fountain to wake to climb the mountain of truth, still chopped within by troops. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Nelson Remy, ladies and gentlemen. Lyrics. Thank you, Mr. Nelson. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, as we welcome Mr. Yuri Lubin, our fifth contestant.
Good evening again, and I'd like to say a special good evening to my parents, Miss Veronica Lubin and Mr. Winston Lubin. Good night, Mommy and Daddy. Nice to see you all tonight. My third piece is entitled Blunder. It says, nice short piece. My cup, it is filled, surpassing the limit, drowning me. My image is being tarnished. All whom I deemed loyal now scorn at me. They desecrate my throne, try to send me to oblivion. Dark, eerie, treacherous nights, I alone persevere. I am cascaded by anguish, hurt, and fear. What will become of my legacy? Is this truly to the end? Bitterness clings to me. I break, I bend. I am slipping off of the edge of no return. I desperately try, but it seems useless. All redemption totally erased. The abyss now beckons way below. Hope is being lost. Now only calamity approaches. None of this I deliberately do. Only God can help me now. I did not let go. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Yuri Lubin, Blunder. Thank you, Mr. Lubin. Ladies and gentlemen, our 6 contestants. Mr. Kimworth William, let's welcome to the podium. Poet Kimworth William.
Good evening once more to everyone. My final piece is entitled The Meaning of Life. Since the beginning of human consciousness, various questions have been asked, searching to find future bliss. Many have turned to the past. Is life to love and love to give? then why don't we all receive the same in life we're implementing? First, strive to forgive and achieve. Some live a counterfeit reality, dreaming of how things should be, while others live their dreams in ecstasy, fulfilling their greatest fantasy. Who am I? Why am I here? And where am I going? Some live this life somehow, somewhere, without the slightest observation. So many turn to religion, endless search for life's true meaning. Others never make a decision, denying faith, hope, and love, unbelieving. Is there really a life after death? If so, then life must be everlasting. So what is death after all? Judgment's eternal cleansing? So many have tried and failed to find and die without ever knowing. Wisdom tells you to live, you will be going. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Kimof Williams, doing the meaning of life. Thank you, Mr. William. Our 7 finalists, ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome Poet Jean Fontenelle to the podium. Jean Fontenelle.
Good night, once again. Are there any lovers in this room? My third piece is entitled A Daydream. Every time you passed, I glanced. And if I could get a chance, I would tell you how I like you. And oh, how I want you. But you don't even know me. But just maybe, you could be my baby. And I would be yours. Holding hands in stores, making love on the beach and more. Just maybe I would do anything to keep you smiling. Feels like I'm flying. And I want you to come fly with me. Honestly, I want you to come ride with me. Because you're a superstar in the making. And I'm all yours for the taking. So say yes and come, me superstar, because that's what you are. And I'll freeze your fingers so you'll get cold like me. And I'll keep you warm when the weather's stormy. And when it's all done in the end, even if it was pretend, one day I'll see you again. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Jean Fontenelle, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Mr. Fontenelle. Very inspiring piece there. And last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, our youth contestant, Miss Donald Lesmo. Let's welcome Miss Donaldine Lesmo to the podium.
Good evening again. My last piece is titled Love. As I sit and wonder about so many things, one thing usually takes precedence. Love. What is love? And how do you know it is love? Can you taste it? Touch it? When you feel it, is it something real? What happens when you think you found it, but not really? Do you question the new, feeling, wonder, how comes, couldn't reciprocate? Since when? Is love changeable, transitory? Are there many different levels of love? Maybe I'm overthinking this, huh? Making it too complicated? Am I? Do you think about love like I do? Do you dream of loving something, someone? Does that person love you just enough? Are you satisfied? Thinking it might get better someday? It will grow? Really? Is love conditional? One thing I know for sure, I love love. Love that I yearn for my loved ones every day. At the mention of that name, my belly becomes sweet and my heart skips a beat. My toes curl just thinking of making love for me is the most wonderful thing. Feeling love, being love, I believe, can make every difference in this world. I know for sure that this prison would be completely empty. Thank you.
Miss Donaldin Lesmo, thank you, Miss Lesmo, doing a piece called Love. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of the final round. Our most anticipated moment. Let's have a big round of applause for our contestants this evening. They have done fairly well. I'm pretty sure the judges must be having a very hard time tallying scores right now. Before we hear from our judges, we have a few guest performers. Like I said earlier, our poets are multi-talented individuals. And to entertain you with a special rendition, we will call on Mr. Yuri Lubin. Let's welcome Mr. Yuri Lubin to entertain us.
Good evening again. The title of my song is Love Your Life. Ooh, yeah, in this life. Ooh, yeah, you don't live twice. Ooh, yeah, now listen. Ooh, yeah, let's go. In this life of manipulation, there are trials and tribulations. You have to try to avoid the frustration and the devil's temptation. Hold solid to your foundation. Stay strong, build your generation. Open up your mind, emancipation. Don't be dumb, stop the hallucinating. Yeah, you gotta love your life. Hey, live your life. Ooh yeah, fight for your life. So precious is this life. Sing, love your life. Hey, live your life. Ooh yeah, fight for your life. So precious is this life. Sing. So many people make a lot of wrong decisions for a lot of different reasons. Like for them, life has no meaning. The way they're thinking, yes. The way some people think about the life they're living sometimes to me seems so disturbing that I wish that they were only dreaming. Come on, guys. Love your life. Hey, live your life. Ooh, yeah, fight for your life. So precious is this life. Sing, love your life. Everybody. Yeah, live your life. Ooh, yeah, fight for your life. So precious is this life. Sing. Never stop moving forward. Always smiling and gentle, yes. Never look backward, make life's trouble to you seem simple. Though the road seems rough and awkward, you have to learn how to maneuver through the shambles, yes. Follow the Lord's example, because life is a road for the wise and humble. You gotta love your life, hey, live your life. Oh yeah, fight for your life. So precious is this life. Sing, love your life, hey, live your life. Ooh yeah, fight for your life. So precious is this life. Sing, I told my friends and them, don't give in to the pain. Don't let your life go down the drain. I know sometimes, yes, it will rain, but you have to know the sun will shine again. Don't give in to the pain. Don't let your life go down the drain. I know sometimes, yes, it will rain, but you have to know the sun. You gotta love your life. Thank you very much.
Yuri Lubin, ladies and gentlemen, love your life. Very nice, Mr. Lubin. Thank you. Very beautiful, multi-talented individuals. To entertain you with a special rendition, we'll now call on Mr. Jadi Tuville. Put your hands together, let's welcome Mr. Jadi Tuville.
Yes, good night, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, you know I have to big up everybody in the crowd. My loving mother, my sister,
to all my friends and my peeps in St. Lucia,
all my brothers in
especially
custody.
the north of the island.
You know,
where all the
your
loved
chance
ones there
to
from my
obtain
union.
what is rightfully mine in this life.
I chew me brother
Yeah,
live on this
my
scheme,
brother
me
there,
still
boy.
me have a
You
past,
see.
me do have a future.
Yeah.
But the father
Strength
there
live
be
up.
guide I Jadi Tuville. Prosperity we must accomplish that.
Yeah. So me no want go to school and me dey fun crime. BTC where the boys go we get one time. Still me go and break the law pass record line. Make the community release them peppered mind. Till the law set the claw that the third mind. Critical with the scene chat they want nine. As me rise from me feet talk say chat's fine. But the lip on the team yeah me get confined. A jail life, papi avoid another jail life. Very living is hard in a jail life. Criminally we record in a jail life, me say, a jail life, papi avoid another jail life. Very living is hard in a jail life. Criminally we record in a jail life, me say, come in no one of the scheme, not to get one time. But in the Tuville, not gonna end up to. Everyone who really needs up to spend up to. We even give the enemies and the friend also. We not gonna need no limousine or the screen up crew. Still I say no way then you win that real and true. Difficulties in my life I be end up to. Nick up to clean up all this line, get the bill past you. A jail life, papi avoid another jail life. Very living is hard in a jail life. Criminally we record in a jail life, we say, a jail life, papi avoid another jail life. Very living is hard in a jail life. Criminally we record in a jail life, me say. Too many people want see the life mixed with the steel and the concrete. But me not quit, the life feel right, so me deal right. With any friends and me can keep, put the family first. We keep it real tight, we not come fight, we not flex like we a try this. Negative vibes, I mean I move right, you're not too bright. You can live like city light go. We tell you about the jail life, happy avoid another jail life. Very living is hard in a jail life. Criminally we record in a jail life, we say, a jail life, happy avoid another jail life. Very living is hard in a jail life. Criminally we record in a jail life, we say, a jail life, happy avoid another jail life. Very living is hard in a jail life. Criminally we record in a jail life, we say, a jail life, happy avoid another jail life. Very living is hard in a jail life. Criminally we record in a jail life, we say.
Thank you, Mr. Tuville. Ladies and gentlemen, Jadi Tuville doing jail life. Ladies and gentlemen, our most anticipated moment for the evening. Literary event 2017 under the theme Festivals of Light, Visions of Life. Visions of Light and Visions of Life. We have word from the judges. To deliver the word from the judges, I would like to call on the Director of Correction, Mr. Vanguard. Room, let us all stand to welcome the Director of Correction, Mr. Vanguard. Room.
Nimble me nimble and quick. Go tell them all of them, me say how fi do it. Jam and me nimble, Jaja know me simple. Never did I am pon to foot table. To all of the massive, I man set an example. I'm Vinny P, the massive impossible. Jadaban me quick and me full of lyric. And looking at me basket, you know me have it. If a man would want to come and test me, I go put him in a pit and no leapa dollars and the thing counterfeit. Have a seat. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the final results of Literary Night, 4th edition 2017. What a night. The judges' decision is final, and I am happy to present the final decision. I know it was a tough job. Myself and other people were tabulating while you all were making the decisions. Before I go on, let me thank a number of people for attending the event tonight. The parliamentary representative for Dennery North, Sean Edwards. High Court Judge, Justice Cumberbatch. The Registrar of the High Court, Ms. Sharon Gardner. The financial sponsor of the event, the Chief Engineer at Sandals Grant, Mr. Marcus Dillis. Members of the Women's League of the United Workers' Party. Other invited guests, the judges, family of the contestants, poets, and inmates and staff of the facility. Thank you for coming. At number 8, but before I go on, I must say that everybody will get a certificate of participation, which obviously goes towards their file. Okay, it's part of rehabilitation. Also, we will provide a little token of appreciation to every person here. I want to just, before I go into the numbers, to say that every one of you all did well, and we are all winners. Last year, we were part of a winning spree. We got the title for Miss Allied Services in the person of Miss Zamara Frederick. A round of applause for her. And this year again, the police are quite scared because we have another wonderful and beautiful contestant, Ms. Demaya Brown. This is what Bodley should be for every individual in here. It should be part of a winning story, okay? And I'm going to help it be part of that winning story. At number 8, we have number 7, who was actually my, I have it wrong? Sorry. 8th place, which was my personal favorite, is Ja Fontenelle. Seventh place, Kimof Williams. 6th place, Donalyn Lesmore, I almost robbed you a while ago. Fifth place, we have Mr. Lubin. At fourth, Mr. Palmerston Celestine. And the finalists are, the prizes, I think it's $150 for the winner, $200 for second prize, and $50 for third prize, which will be the prize is $150 for first prize, $100 for second prize, and $50 for third prize. I guess the dyslexia is kicking in again. Eh? I thought I'd gotten rid of that 10 years ago. So we have at third none other than Nelson Remy. And the first prize winner is Marcus Lafay. The first prize winner is Mr. Marcus Lafay. Simon Marius, come on, do the maths. What's up, yes?
First, I would like to thank all of you for coming here. Lisa! I would like to thank Lisa and Licia for their moral support throughout my entire prison sentence. You all are my inspiration. Thank you so much. I would like to do my first piece once again. It's entitled Crossroads. Every morning when I awake, these walls reminds me of my life's mistakes. My freedom, a commodity which has no price. Yet here behind these bars, I waste my life. Penalized because I transgress the laws of society. Innocent, they say, until proven guilty. Does the punishment always fit the crime? Such hideous penalty. Watching the rest of your life being decided by judges and lawyers and the 12-member jury. So now that I am incarcerated, did I break? Did I bend? Or will I be out soon, only to reoffend? Because while in your institution, how did you groom me? Did you do anything to prepare me to be a productive member of your society? It is true that a drowning man would catch at a straw. And when one door is closed, the good Lord opens many more. Do you, members of society, know what rehabilitation is? And would you take a chance to employ me in your various businesses? Or is the stigma of jailbird, criminal, and ex-convict an everlasting attachment that you can't even find it in your heart to help me to make a difference? We are inmates now. Yes, it is true. But first, we are human beings, just like you. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Marcus Lafay, current holder of the director's pen. Let's head again for Mr. Marcus Lafay. I'd like to personally congratulate our finalists on their achievements. Before we move into our expressions of gratitude, I would like to call on the Chief Engineer of Sandals, Mr. Marcus, what's the last name? Mr. Marcus Dillis. Put your hands together for him, sorry.
Poets, distinguished guests, Your Honor, High Court Judge, Parliamentary Representative, families and friends, it is with great elation that I'm here tonight again, fulfilled, extremely fulfilled of the content that has been brought forward today. Yeah, I will be very glad to go back and pass on to my colleagues and directors of what I've experienced. Mr. Gad, you and your crew are certainly doing a wonderful team, and I applaud you. Yep. Incarceration without rehabilitation is futile. And a great orator once said, opportunity also favors the prepared mind. And the efforts that have been put forward, instilled in you wonderful folks, because everybody's beautiful in their own way, I can see transcending throughout these walls. And I wish every bit of excellence and good will and nature upon you. When you do reach the end of your journey, that you keep living vicariously for the persons who have inspired you. And, you know, you always look in retrospect not to return, because like we all know, if one goes through the same mistakes, it says that you're nuts. So I want to again thank you for being diligent. And the content, it just keeps getting better every time. So having said that, it is with great pleasure, Mr. Gad, if you permit me, to increase the stake of the first prize of $150 to $200. Is that okay? Yeah? And I look forward to the next event. Thanks again. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Dillis. I would like to now call on Mrs. Peters with the gratitude of thanks. Let's welcome Mr. Peters. Mrs. Peters.
Protocol having been established. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I feel honored and privileged to propose the vote of thanks on this occasion. The management and staff of the Borderley Correctional Facility, along with the Programs Department, would like to echo its sincere gratitude to all those who have contributed in one way or another to the success of this activity. A special thank you to our distinguished judges for taking on the challenge of judging this competition. We extend our gratitude to our invited guests for taking time from their busy schedule to be here with us at our 4th literary event for this year. Mr. Vitus Peter and team of Great Visions, we thank you for being here today. Officer Efeldred James, we would like to say a special thank you for always being here when called upon to offer your support. Special thanks to all the officers who were present. Those who assisted in getting the place ready in the rehearsals would like to say thank you. The inmates, all of you who participated in the event, a big thank you. We appreciate your continued support towards Literary Night. We also want to thank everyone for being here this evening. And as I was just saying to Ms. Felicia a while ago, I think with time we get better. Each literary activity, for those who have been there all along, with time we have actually gotten better, and the pieces that we're getting for the inmate is worth recognition. So can we please give the inmates a round of applause? So to all who supported this evening's program, we say a heartfelt thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Peters. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of our event, Literary Events 2017, under the theme, Visions of Life, Visions of Light. Let's have a final round of applause for our poets, our esteemed guests, our sponsors, and everyone who made it a success. Thank you for coming. Let us all stand as our esteemed guest, parliamentary rep, High Court judges, registrar, make an exit.
The higher you build your barriers, the taller I become. The farther you take my rights away, the faster I will run. You can deny me, you can decide to turn your face away. No matter, 'cause there's something inside so strong. I know that I can make it, though you're doing me wrong so long. Thought that my pride was gone. Oh no, there's something inside so strong. Whoa, whoa, something inside so strong. The more you refuse to hear my voice, the louder I will sing. You hide behind walls of Jericho. Your lies will come tumbling. Deny my place in time. You squander wealth that's mine. My light will shine. So